Okay, so back here making a video for you guys, and I'm just not very good at this YouTube stuff or anything like that. But I feel like I've got some information that I think you might want to know because I don't know if I said this in my first video or not, but I wear hearing aids. I don't know if you can tell right there. And so I when I started this flight training thing back in February of this year, that was one of my biggest concerns going into learning how to fly, which was going to be I have to be able to hear ATC, I have to be able to hear the radios, I have to be able to hear the towers, I have to be able to hear all of that stuff. And so it kind of freaked me out because hearing on a everyday basis is can kind of tend to be tough, even with the hearing aids. One of the weird things about hearing aids, if you don't wear them, and they've got tons of technology built into hearing aids today. That I can Bluetooth my phone to them. I can do all kinds of things like that. But one of the biggest issues with them is they don't do anywhere near the same job as your normal hearing does when it comes to blocking out background noise so you can focus on a specific sound or a specific person talking. For example, when I'm in a restaurant, I can hear dishes clanging from all over the restaurant, and that gets amplified in my ears and while I'm trying to focus on the person in front of me. Anyway, all of that just to say it can be difficult, and that was one of my biggest concerns. So in my first video, I talked about how I wanted to buy the best headphones that I can buy with noise canceling and all of that because I needed to be able to hear. And so I bought the Bose A20, which in all the reviews I had was this was going to be the best. And they've done a good enough job for me to get to where I'm at today. But just in the last couple of weeks, after reading a ton of stuff online, I ended up buying these to try out, the Lightspeed Delta Zulu, which is the latest headset from Lightspeed. And I was definitely nervous about it. I bought these off of Sporty's Pilot Shop online, partly because they had a 60-day return. And I also had just recently bought an airplane as well, Piper Arrow 2, and I needed an extra headset either way. So if these didn't work out, I could return them or I could use them as a second headset in my plane. They're kind of expensive for a second headset, but I wanted to try them out because one of the things that a couple of the areas I read talked about, if you wear hearing aids, there's actually an app that goes along with this that you can do a hearing test with the headset, and then you can set the parameters directly to what your hearing profile is, and then run some tests. So I did all of that. I got everything set up on these, and I just kind of want to show you if you're interested. So this is the new Zulu headset. A couple of things that I immediately was impressed with on these, even before I ever put them on. So I kind of wanted them to work. In my first video, I couldn't even remember the name Lightspeed. If you watch that, it's kind of funny, but I'm brand new to this pilot stuff. So anyway, one of the things I loved about them is that they are rechargeable. And they can last, I don't remember exactly, I want to say 10 hours on a single charge. And a couple other things that I love about these is they also have a separate module. Let me pull it out here. That can, if they run out of charging, they have a separate module that takes regular batteries that you can just pop in, regular AA batteries like the A20 does. The other really cool thing about this is the Lightspeed app that comes with it. It can actually, through Bluetooth, record all of your radio chatter. And that was awesome to be able to hear myself with, I mean, no setup, no extra cables, no anything like that. Just on my iPad mini that I used for flight on, I just launched the separate app, hit the record button, and it recorded all of my radio chatter, which was, by the way, if you've never recorded yourself, it's a great learning tool to hear yourself talking to the tower, talking to ground, talking to your instructor, talking on the radios, because I was able to see the calls I missed. I was able to realize why I missed them when I wasn't paying attention. I reviewed that immediately after the flight, and that was just awesome. So those features right there are great. So I really wanted this to work just because those were great. I put them on, and I made sure I set up my profile a little bit, made sure my flight instructor knew, hey, I'm testing out a new set of headset. And my instructor, she's been amazing because she's worked with me every time I have to set up new hearing aid profiles or anything like that. She's been patient with me while we just sit in the plane getting ready to do all that kind of stuff. So I want to talk about an experience I had while we were flying around, and maybe I'll include this audio. I don't know if I'll take the time to do it, but so we're just doing pattern work, touch and goes, because I'm getting ready for my solo flight. That's going to happen soon, and so we're taking off, and immediately when I put the headset on, I'm like, wow, these are canceling better than my A20s, and I didn't know if that was a placebo thing, if I just wanted it to do it, and so I'm a little bit cautious about even saying that. So I'm talking to my instructor, and I realize I'm hearing her better. Again, I'm not sure if it's this placebo effect of me just wanting these to work better. So then we do our run up, we take off, and we're going in the pattern, and I end up, if I remember right, I end up too high as I turn base to as I turn even to base. As I turn downwind to base, I'm too high. As I turn base to final, I'm still too high. And I'm like reluctant though to pull my power out. And I'm watching my airspeed, I'm watching everything. As you know, if you've done anything, I do M0A flight school online, and it's like a good pattern makes for a good landing, and I'm just trying to figure out why I'm high, but I'm really reluctant to pull power out. I make the landing, I go up, and my instructor says something to me on the radio and just lets me know, hey, you're high, you need to pull the power out more. And I realized in that moment that, and this is my paraphrase, remembering what was said, the audio probably says it a little different, but I realized that in that moment that the Zulu, Delta Zulu, that they were noise canceling so well that I thought the engine was too quiet, and which is why I mean, consciously and subconsciously was reluctant to pull the power any further out, even though I was at the right RPM. So that right there, like I was sold fine on this headset. I was like, oh my gosh, not only was I hearing better, especially with wearing hearing aids, I was understanding better. It's called discrimination. I was able to discriminate the tower, my instructor, way better at a whole different level. Again, they didn't pay me to give this or anything. This is only the second video I've ever made. But if you have hearing problems and you love to fly, whether you wear hearing aids or not, I'm telling you, this is been a game changer over the Bose A20 right here. I can't, I was just blown away, everybody, by how it works. I also love the cable. It's got this like, I don't know if it's Kevlar cable, I think they said, or something like that, but the cable that comes with it is so much more flexible than the cable on the A20. And listen, I love Bose. This is at my desk right here where I'm sitting at. These are just regular Bose over-ear noise canceling, and I have to do over-ear because I wear hearing aids, and generally I keep my hearing aids in. Actually, Lightspeed in their tutorial recommends you try this without your hearing aids. I have yet to do that. Actually, I tried it with my hearing aids in which wasn't a good test because I have in-ear molds. And I didn't like it, so I kept my hearing aids in and turned on. But I want to try it soon without that, where I'm just listening without hearing aids in. And I'm going to do a cross-country flight in a few weeks. And when I do that cross-country flight, I'm going to take some time with my instructor to be able to give her the controls so I can set that up on my end. But anyway, I wanted to let you guys know about this real quick video. That's amazing. By the way, they are also louder. I have more volume control than the Bose A20 in them. And I've always loved Bose. Again, nothing against them. But Bose is behind the 8 ball now when it comes to the new Lightspeed Delta Zulu. It is worth every single penny I paid for them. Comfort level, I haven't worn them more than a couple hours at a time, so I can't talk about, because I know in a lot of videos you watch, comfort is everything. The Bose, I was used to them. I have had no issues with the time I spent with them. I'll let you guys know if that changes from a comfort level standpoint. But I've got nothing but just high praise for the Delta Zulu. Lightspeed, I'm telling you, thank you. And I would really encourage both Lightspeed and Bose is to take the pilots like me that have to wear hearing aids to be able to take into consideration the things that we go through as pilots that may have a harder time hearing things. For example, even the stall warning horns. I would love to see something where these can pick up the frequency of the stall warning horn and do a separate beep in your ear for the stall warning, which would be amazing. Stuff like that. Just some recommendations. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'm just the bucket list pilot trying to learn how to fly at 47 and having an amazing time doing it. It hasn't been the easiest journey, but I'm going to solo. Hopefully a week from today or tomorrow would be, I think, when it might happen. My instructor hasn't let me know exactly yet, but based on a couple flights we're doing this coming week. So I'm hoping to make some more videos that you guys may be able to enjoy and learn something from what I'm learning. I've got a ton more stuff in my head about things I've learned, mistakes I've made, and learning from those mistakes and all of that good stuff. So, all right, guys, Lightspeed Delta Zulu, worth the money, I promise you.